I am beyond happy for my sister that she was able to eventually find her dad. It's opened her eyes to a lot of things that she has felt like she's been really missing, and that's one of the reasons why I am pretty pissed off at my mom. She stole my sister's dad. I mean, biologically speaking, looking at her features, you can tell, you know, to an extent that she is not my dad's. It's so messed up.
Well, we're talking about DNA tests and what impact they can have on people's lives. Now, we talked to Julia and Cassandra, and boy, you talk about culminating in an ultimate love fest. And now we're talking about Alexa. She bought DNA kits for her family during Christmas in 2019 and discovered she had a different father than her 5 siblings. Now, that was kind of difficult news for her sisters, Alicia and Araya, to handle. Welcome. Glad you guys are here.
Thanks.
So, how did this land with you guys?
I thought it was a joke at first. I legit called her and I was like, this says you're my half sister. Did you partner up with them to be like, haha, we've been through so much, let's just joke about some more. And she's like, no, that's actually, and I'm like, so what are you gonna do?
She, being the oldest, had actually been kind of maternal as well, right?
Yes.
She took a kind of a different role. And
she, after our parents had passed away, we were really young. I was about 10 and 12. And so she took on a role as basically our mother at that time. And to be honest, more of a mom than my mom ever really was.
Yeah.
So it was, it's weird because she has roles with her. Now she has a sibling role, but we have different relationships with her because we call her our sibling mom. So she's our sibling mom.
Yeah.
So it's weird.
You were kind of upset with your mother.
Oh, absolutely.
When you learned.
Me being a mother, I know that she had to have known. She had to have some sort of something, and she just took away so much from my sister's life. Yeah, I was pretty pissed off at my mom.
And then you didn't wait very long for him to respond because that's when you contacted his daughter.
Yeah.
She didn't send you back a very friendly response at first.
Yeah,
then she did.
Yeah, because when I found out my dad, he's in law enforcement, and so the family's just very protective and aware of crazy people, really, and people on the internet. So she was very defensive, kind of protective. Yeah.
Yeah, and listen, I'm bringing this up. This all worked out well. I just bring up you contacting the daughter instead of waiting to hear from him because in some cases that might create a real problem.
Yeah.
And I just want to say to everybody, if you're going to kind of parachute into somebody's life, as this gentleman was saying back here, some people don't need more moving parts in their lives, and it could create real problems for some people. So you do want to be discreet about that.
Yeah.
But it did work out okay for you, and you were welcomed into it. But they didn't live far from y'all, right?
Well, growing up, they lived about 20 minutes. So for the first 12 years of my life, we lived maybe 20 minutes from them.
And there was a different standard of living, right? You guys were really struggling.
Yes.
And living just really in poverty.
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting by.
Yeah.
And they were living a much nicer life, more stable life.
Yes.
And so how did you feel about that?
It was hard because of how I grew up. Like you said, we were in poverty. It was a very abusive environment as well. So when I met my biological dad and saw his house and his family, it was heartbreaking to see what I could have had compared to what I grew up with.
And in his defense, he was never told.
He was never told, no.
About you. You could have had a very different life.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that is part of why my mom didn't tell me or him, because I think that she knew he would have probably taken me from her.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.